Okay, so contrary to popular belief, moreloveletters.com did not originate from my love for the handwritten note. Don't get me wrong, I love stamps, I love stationery, I love the U.S. Postal Service. You hang in there, guys, I'm your biggest cheerleader. But More Love Letters had nothing to do with that, and I didn't start writing love letters with that purpose in mind. I started writing love letters to strangers about a year ago. I was 4 months out of college, and I was really struggling with my place in this world. Why am I here? What is my purpose? How am I supposed to live up to my full potential? And especially in New York City, those questions can really be amplified. Like, you are in the mecca of all big dreams come true in this place, and that's a lot of pressure that you put on your shoulders. And so it would get me the worst when I was sitting on the subways. I would have these voices just rambling in my head, like, do more, be more, you're not pretty enough, you're not skinny enough, you're never gonna get there, you're never gonna be worth anything. And if I could just take up less space in this world, then everything would be perfect, because then people wouldn't have to talk to me, and I wouldn't be a burden. And these were the things that I was thinking on a daily basis, and I didn't know how to channel it out of me. I didn't know how to pour it out of me. And if you've ever ridden the New York City subway, you know that people are not exactly smiling, and they're not exactly friendly and cheerful, and if they are, they're probably a tourist. And so I would see people, and if it were socially acceptable, I would have grabbed their hands and been like, you look like you're struggling, like you're going to fall into a bucket of tears in about 5 minutes, and I am on the verge, just like you, and we don't have to be alone through this. But that's not socially acceptable. So I did the socially acceptable thing, and I would write letters to people that looked like they needed them, and I would leave them places. I would leave them in cafes, and I would leave them in libraries, and I would leave them in spots where if I came across a letter like that, I might think that it was magical, that it was unique. And if you've ever been lonely, if you've ever been depressed or battling with sadness or a big tragedy, you know that it's so easy to feel like the magic has just been sucked out of the world. And maybe that's why More Love Letters exist, so that you might come across a letter and you might think that there is good people in this world, and that magic does exist when you least expect it.